So without further ado, I will move on to presenting the IDoc. I'll use the format of challenges and the way the product addresses those challenges, and I think it will make it easier for you to understand how product solve real problem. So I know that all of you know IDocs, but just to make sure we are all on the same page, I will briefly speak about IDoc in general. So IDoc are the way SAP used to move data back and forth between systems. Actually, up until these days, if you would like two SAP systems to seamlessly talk with each other, you will use IDoc. Okay, this mechanism is built of long string of data, 1,000 characters each. Okay, that are moved together with several segments. You'll be able to depict a business object. And when I say business object, I refer to business object as SAP is calling it, like material, like order, like those things. Okay. And again, back to the IDoc format. At the beginning of each string of data, you'll have the segment name, which is the way you should decrypt this message. So what are the challenges people that are using IDocs will face? First, it's way too technical. Okay, there is a tree-like hierarchy for the segments, and you should understand what is related to what, and they use a specific cardinality. So a specific message type will force you to use that segment, and several other segments may live together on the same IDoc. The second thing that should be considered as a challenge is the fact that the IDoc lives outside the world of SAP, and that's why it doesn't correspond to the database, to the repository of SAP, to the data dictionary. So if you have material within SAP, that's something that SAP enriched, and you can find many things about, like search apps and text tables and stuff like that. But as soon as you work with IDocs, all this information is lost, since SAP is using character-based fields. Okay. Next challenge is the search. All of us are using WE09, which is the transaction to search within the IDocs, but this one is really limited. It's limited and it is time consuming, and it's not arguably time consuming because SAP is parsing the information at runtime. So if you would like to search within those long strings, SAP must first extract the data and then search within it, and that's time-consuming process. The second one is the limitation that SAP is searching within a specific IDoc type, and if you have information that reside in several IDoc types with a different field names, then that's a huge challenge. But lives are not like IDocs. In life, products are moved in the process from one IDoc type to the next and to the other, and usually you'd like to get the picture of the process rather than a specific IDoc. So that's another challenge. The next one is the display. It's really hard to understand IDocs because it's a pile of information. Each and every IDoc contains many segments, and if you would like to see the information, you have to face many records per each IDoc. So if the result set is 10, 20, 100 IDocs, then the list will contain hundreds or thousands of records. Last challenge is searching across message types. Okay, and again, this object, this material came to the organization as raw material. Next, it's going to be material, and thereafter, it's going to be a vehicle. All are the same object, and when you would like to grasp the process, the system have to understand that this vehicle used to be a material, and back in time it used to be a raw material. Okay, So this thing is something that we have to face together with the interrelation between IDoc types, namely this IDoc will create that IDoc. In the process, this one leads the other one, the sequence of IDocs. As a result of those challenges, I think we all agree that people without technical background cannot access the IDoc information. Okay, it's way too complicated, and usually the business end users will approach IT personnel to ask for guidance. Okay. The second thing is what we saw about the speed of search. It's really slow. If you have more than a few million IDocs, and that's a common thing, then it will get really slow. And in case you are looking for data across IDocs, that's impossible. Okay, and again, the thing with the display, it's really not easy to understand things when the amount of data is overwhelming. So allow me to introduce you with the IDoc. The IDoc actually simplifies and accelerates the access to the huge quantity of critical IDoc information. Okay, we are talking about both engine and UI. Okay, we serve as a platform where you can find, locate problems within the IDocs, and we are providing it as an engine that you can use at your system to find problems using your own programs. So I'll give you a few words about the way we intercept the problems, the challenges we face back in time. So what we do is we do a thing called definition. We take from the IDoc structure, we are taking those fields that are important for the organization. It's needless to understand all those fields if you are not using them or not searching by them. So as a first measure, we will define what are the critical fields within this IDoc type. Thereafter, we will map them. We will map them onto database object. The system, the IDoc will do that automatically, but users may help IDoc and map them other than the default way the product does. And last phase is indexation. As soon as IDoc reach the system, we digest that IDoc and we index those critical fields we defined earlier. So it's a kind of cheating because we are not really searching within the huge world of IDocs. We are searching only within those fields that are important for the organization, and that's why we will have an easy way to address those challenges. So as we said, IDocs are way too technical. No, they are not, because we are using such kind of abstraction, okay? And all the information could be either displayed as hierarchy or as a flat structure. And the second one, IDoc fields does not correspond to database table. They are now because of the mapping thing. Search within the IDoc is limited. No, it's not, because we're not searching within the IDoc data. We are searching within index data, which is far faster. We are talking about two main tables, the token, okay? Each token appears only once, and then there's a cross-reference table, okay? Where this token appears. What are the IDocs that this token could be finding? Something like what Google is doing with the internet, okay? So now IDoc data could be really easily searched by using this quickly, efficiently, and effectively, effective, and quick mechanism. And the display, I think we did amazing, or we did nice work here by using a mechanism by which we flatten data. If you have two segments and you have different values in those segments, you can collapse those two segments into one segment using comma, and the two values will appear as one value. Okay, so you will have a long string of data, but you'll have all data in one row. If you ask to show it in one row, but you can ask to show it in one row, in 2 or 3 or 4 level, or endless level, which is everything that the IDoc was stored by. And we are now presenting something nice, which called, the notion is attribute. Attribute is something we invented. Attribute it's a grouping mechanism that allows customers to join objects, fields from different words, different IDoc types together. So if you have a field named finished goods in one IDoc type and raw material in another IDoc type, but you know that these two fields depict the same business object, the same material, the same sales order, purchase order, then you can collect them, group them using the same attribute. And now you can search the repository using the attribute rather than the field name. And if you have the material number, you'll be able to find it all over the world. So this is how the IDoc looks like. Okay, it is built out of 3 layers, just as mentioned in the presentation. The first layer is a customization layer. The second one is the scanning, the digestion part, and we will start with the monitoring thing. I guess all of you are familiar with this part because that's what you'll find in the header of any IDoc, okay, EDI-DC database table. But here is something new. As soon as you select a basic type, then the report will disguise as that message type. I'm changing to matmas, which is the material IDoc, and you'll get a whole different selection screen. Okay, the thing is now you are selecting by things related to SAP. Okay, it's not IDoc anymore. It's SAP, and you can pick things from SAP directly. That's one of the challenges I talked about. This one is the thing with the levels. You can see the IDocs as one level, the first level, or in one row, and then you can go down deep in granularity, and you can ask for your own layers. If I'll take one of the variants we prepared, so I'm asking to select only incorrect IDocs from specific point in times, and I'm using no selection values, even though I can use whatever tool you're familiar with SAP, asterisks, wildcards, ranges, omitting values, and you can actually display the values, or you can omit them from the report altogether. So this is the report, and we can see that each one of the IDocs is materialized as one record. But if I'll go back and ask the system to do the same very search to the deepest layer, you'll be able to see that each one of them is materialized as many segments as needed. You'll see here some things that are really important if you are dealing with IDocs, which is first the segment number. If you go to the standard SAP transaction, you'll be able to see the hierarchy of each one of the segments and its number. So this one is related to the segment number. You'll see the hierarchy of this segment within the IDoc, and you can even see the messages the system issued. By the way, the last one will be displayed here as one of the field, which is important for later on in the presentation. Okay. What else I can talk about IDocs? I think you should understand by now that from this place, from a single place, single point of contact, you can interact fully with the IDoc environment, including testing IDocs, resending them, archive them, everything, okay? But that leads me to the next challenge, which usually is not addressed. The challenge is, errors. I'm giving you a short usage samples, and I hope I will lead you to the next challenge. The first one is searching material numbers by specific fields. Thereafter, you can search that material, as I said, all around the IDoc, and using the attribute, you can search that material number all over the world. Yet nobody is looking within IDoc for fun. Okay, IDocs are there because you approach this mechanism because there is a problem. Okay, and this is the next challenge we are facing: errors. Okay, IDoc tend to bring friends. That's the problem. As soon as you have one error and you are not tending it, the next IDoc will probably fall down again with error, and the next, because there are relationship between those IDocs, and as soon as the process is failing down, errors keep piling. Okay, so first challenge is to approach error as soon as you find one. The next one is to move the error to the correct personnel, the person who will take care of this error. And I'm using this one as yet another challenge, because usually in the organization there are hubs, people that are routing problems from here to there and from there to here, and that is a problem by itself, because this may contain knowledge, and usually it'll move problems to not the correct person or people every time. So with your permission, I would like to introduce you with publisher. Again, publisher is not part of this presentation, and therefore I will spare a few words about publisher and in the context of the IDoc. What publisher could do for you is to automate processes. Publisher can actually publish any tabular data, ALV, ABAP viewer, which is the common way SAP displaying tabular data. So publisher can publish this information in any format, okay, to any media. And if you want to look how the product is materialized, I will log on to the product publisher, and the publisher has publications. Okay, usually this is the very first product customer encounter from the pros. So I will go down to a sample we made in the system. Okay, fails IDoc. So we configured in the system, we configured that the publisher will look at the IDoc product, okay, with a specific report variant and a specific display layout. Okay, okay. As soon as data will be created, I can go back to the system and we'll show you what publisher is going to look for. So this is the variant. Okay, I'm picking it. I'm invoking the report. And now the system should look for this layout variant. I will pick it now manually. So this is the one, failed DevMass. So these are the problematic IDoc the system found. Okay, so this one should be published. So this is the first thing. We can now look at the same list, but publisher now do something nice. It split information by layout field, and in this case it's the object key. The object key here is a customer. Okay, so we have two records belong to this customer and two records belong to this customer. Okay, so we would like to automate the process, and as soon as there's a problem, the customer will get an email notifying them about the problem. That's why we will schedule a report, a job that will invoke this variant, this publisher, every, let's say, 30 minutes, every hour. Okay, if there's no problem in the system, nothing will happen. Okay, but as soon as publisher will find problem, okay, then it looks like an alert mode. Then information will be propagated exactly to the right entities. And I'll just show you that you can set up the file names that they'll get, and you can pick any format you need for the outcome. But in this case, we did two things. First, we told the system that this field is a customer, okay? And we asked the system to say in parallel, to send in parallel the data to somebody within the organization. Okay, we set up a nice text for the mail send, and we added a logo, and now we are ready to roll. And if I'll go back, I can just schedule this job, and I do that for immediately, okay, because I would like to show you the results. Now I'm saving it, and what will happen is that publisher is now working. And if I open another SAP window, and I will ask for the mail sent outside the system. So I'm refreshing this one to see that everything is run correctly. Okay, and now I'm expecting to see mails. For mails, I cannot find those mails. I cannot find them. I have my apology. I will try it once again. Maybe I'm missing. Anyway, I will not get into details now. What we expect to see is we expect that those customers will get an email. Will get the email with exactly the information they need to get, and the guy will get the same thing as well. I have my apology. I owe you one publishing of publisher. And with your permission, I may get some question now about the presentation, about the demo.
Okay, any questions from the audience? I can see that most of you are unmuted. You have unmuted yourself. I hope you have heard the presentation well. Any feedback? Did you like what you saw?
Okay, I will proceed with your permission.